Kita jawab ya. Speaker. Voice is not clear. Not here. That's it. Doctor, please cakap dah.
Doktor jamnya please
Doctor, please on speaker.
mute.
Dr. Jamaya, please unmute your speaker.
Mic.
Mic. Your mic.
No, you need to unmute yourself, then say Dr. Jamal. Can you unmute?
Call-nya.
Okay.
Okay, Doctor?
Okay. Yes. Any problem?
Okay. Sound okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I pass this to Dr. Faizan, right? Is Dr. Faizan okay?
Unmute. Start.
Kita start semula ya.
Oh yeah. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, all right. I start it again. Hi, everyone. Assalamualaikum. Welcome to webinar series on Roadmap to Research World. This webinar series are conducted by Research Center for Software Technology and Management, or SOFTAM, Faculty of Information Science and Technology, UKM. Webinar series on Roadmap to Research World. Yeah, it consists of 3 related seminars. Started with the title How to Start a Research, which we are having it today. And the second series is titled How to Prepare a Research Proposal. This second seminar is scheduled on the 10th September 2020. And the third seminar entitled How to Write an Impact Research Paper. This seminar is scheduled on the 24th September 2020. So for those who are interested, please refer to our visual poster that we distribute via our faculty homepage, through Facebook and also other social media. So for today session, today's seminar, we have special appearance from our staff, Dr. Faizan Qamar. So before I pass over to him, I would like to introduce you our presenter, Dr. Faizan Qamar, and I will share and read Dr. Faizan biography. Okay. So Dr. Faizan Qamar has a PhD degree in wireless network from the Faculty of Engineering, University of Malaya, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia in October 2019. He has completed Master Engineering degree in Telecommunications from NED University, Karachi, Pakistan in 2018 and Bachelor of Engineering in Electronics from Hamdard University, Karachi, Pakistan in 2010. He is currently serving as Senior Lecturer in the Faculty of Information Science and Technology, which is our faculty, Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia, Selangor, Malaysia. He has more than 8 years of research and teaching experience. He has authored and co-authored numerous WOS and Scopus journal and also conferences, paper and proceedings. He also has served as reviewer for several national and international journals and also IEEE conferences proceedings. His research interests include interference management, millimeter wave communications, IoT networks, D2D communications, and quality of service enhancement for the future wireless network. So without any further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Faizan Qamar to continue and handle these sessions with all our participants today. So please, Dr. Faizan.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. Can you hear me if I see the response from on the messages? Can everyone hear me properly? Okay, thank you so much. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Jamaya for the introduction, and I would like to start from the presentation and apologize for the technical issues we faced initially. And without wasting time, I will go to the slide, and I will just explain about what we are gonna do here. The slide will be, we have can you hear me? Okay, so the slide will be starting is the web series is we call it the roadmap to research world, and the today series will be based on the how to start the research. So and I want to move on to the next slide. Thing is, this webinar series is basically designed for the new researchers. So first we need to understand what is the research. So the research is all about the innovation based on the solid grounding of current knowledge. If you are about to research journey and struggling on the way, you need guidance. So this web series is designed for you, which we call it the roadmap to research world. And it will highlight some of the techniques and guiding principle for the new researchers. And it will focus on the three aspects of research, which will be how to start the research, how to prepare a research proposal, and then it will be how to write an impact research journal. Okay, the first series will be today, 27th of August. This is the out. These are the outline for the today webinar. Like I will discuss about discovering the research area, research interest, research how to find the research paper, exploring research paper as well, and how to pick the topic, and then reading literature review, targeting how to target some universities, how to find the supervisors and potential research labs, and as well how to reach a supervisor. Okay, then the second series will be on which will be on the 10th September 2020. Then we will discuss about how to prepare a research proposal. So research proposal is the one of the main thing initially which you need to focus on. So that webinar will focus on the different aspects of the research proposal. Then the third series will be the how to write an impact research papers, like what kind of paper you are writing and how you going to proceed with the paper writing as well. Okay. For the starting point of view, for the starting research point of view, you need to understand the different types of research aim or different types of research data. We have the basic versus applied research. Like the basic research aims to develop knowledge, theories, and prediction, while applied research aims to develop techniques, products, and procedures. Similarly, exploratory and explanatory research are different. You need to understand that exploratory research aims to explore the main aspect of the under research problem, while explanatory research aims to explain the cause and the consequence of a well defined problem. Then we have the inductive and deductive research. Inductive research aims to develop a theory, while deductive research aims to test a theory. Then we have the research data. We have different kinds of research data, primary versus secondary. That means primary data is collected directly by the research. For example, you do interviews, you do the experiment, while secondary data you collect from someone like some government, some hospitals, or some already from the published paper. Then we have the qualitative and quantitative research. There is a difference. Qualitative research is when you do the words and explanation by your theoretical model. But quantitative research is basically focused on the statistics and numbers. So basically, being an engineering point of view or computer science background, we mostly do the quantitative research. Then we have the descriptive and experimental. Descriptive research gathered without controlling any variable, while experimental research manipulates control variables to determine cause and effect. So this is kind of experimental research we all mostly do for the computer science background. This is the content. First, I would like to start with the discovering your research area. This is very, very important. You need to understand what is your research area. Okay, if you know very well your topic, you should get familiar, and you as by the professional you should know what terms and keywords used by the professional, and you need to do similar kind of thing for the other topic as well. But you need to go for the background as well. It is very important you learn the background, you understand what is the theory behind your topic. And the third thing is the area basically means which you want to work. So it's not like you can just work on everything. When you start your work, you need to define what is your research area in broader sense. When you are which interests you the most subject, you are good. You need to find what is your subject which is you are at good at. For example, wireless communication, digital image processing, sales, marketing, or other field. But the thing is, one thing important is you cannot just say that wireless. Okay, I like wireless, I will go wireless. Wireless is just a very very vast field. I'll give you some example later on, then you will understand. But you need to find out your main research topic. So next, I will just say, I will just you give example like this. For example, you do the bachelor's, for example, in electrical engineering. Now you have the chance to do the postgraduate study in electrical power. You can do masters in computer science as well. You can do in the communication, telecommunication as well. You can proceed to electronics as well. But you need to specify first, then which field you will use. You need to classify the subfields, and then you need to find which you are interested. For example, in your bachelor courses, you see you find interested in electronics courses more. You want to do hardwaring as well, or you find yourself you are good in programming as well. So maybe you can proceed to the computer field as well. Okay. Then you need to categorize the further research field again. For example, in the figure you can see here in the communication, I can say there are types of communication you can go. So you in communication you can go to the either radio communication, either satellite communication. Now in radio communication you also need to do that you used either wired communication or wireless communication. Okay, but wireless communication or wired communication, once you reach here, it doesn't mean this is your topic. You need to find your interest as well. So there are more deep knowledge in inside this as well. So the next thing is determine your research interest. After discovering your research area, you need to determine your research interest. Okay. Here, try to answer these things. Like I would say that once you find that you come to the wildlife, right? You can see this figure. I classify that in the wildlife you have so many things. You can do Wi-Fi, you can do acoustic underwater communication, you can do cellular communication, for example radar communication. In cellular communication even itself there are further divisions. You can do device to device communication, heterogeneous network communication, and do GPS as well. Even in heterogeneous also, now you need to define that you will do handover things or interference. Handover is just when you are moving from one cell to another cell. So how much how you can counter the delay in the signal while moving from one cell to another cell. So this is one thing also. So try to answer these questions. These questions are very important. Like what are the different subtopics under? I need to understand there are subtopics in my research area as well. Okay, then what has already been written in that subject, means I choose one subject, but what are the available data in that one? What is the population of interest? That's mean you choose a topic which you see that there are more people should work. But because if you choose some kind of topic in which you see that very less people are working, so it will be difficult for you to find the research area in that one. And what are the outcomes of the research? Means if you choose some kind of research, then and there is no such thing to the real world, for example, so it would not be good as well. So how you will research and how will the research on this subject affect the world as well. So this is also one important, that once you do something, there should be something which is useful for the research world as well. And you have to understand that the topic you choose is it should be futuristic or not, which means like you plan for 2 3 4 year 5 year after. Like if you choose some topic like which is hot topic, but maybe after 1 year or 2 year you see that this is gonna be obsolete. So you need to choose that kind of topic which you, after your PhD or masters, after 2 year 3 years, why you need to see that this topic still have the chance. And there is a need of the proper guidance as well. So you need supervision. You need to know that when you choose this topic, for example you choose some kind of topic, radar communication, or for example you are in right now Pakistan in some university, and you see there is no one around you or no one who is working on radar communication, satellite communication. So it will be difficult for you as well, and you need to understand, is it really that implementable or not? Because when you do the research, then there is a second phase is to test or implement that research as well. So you need to see this as well, that is it applicable, is it implementable or not. And always keep the multiple options. You cannot just say that I can just work on the handover issue related to heterogeneous network. Maybe sometimes after you will find some dead end, so you need to keep the second option as well for your research. Then once you find your research interest, for example I find the research interest on handover, so now you need to find the research papers related to that. Now for the new researcher, I would say it is difficult. Obviously when I started my PhD, I was unaware about the different publisher. I don't know how to find the paper, where to find the paper. I just Google it. I read the stuff from the Wikipedia, which is not an authentic source. Sorry. So you need to know that from where you download the paper. Look, now first thing is, now you enlist the 5 to 6 keywords which you find out your research area. So now you need to find according to that research that selected keyword, you need to find the papers. You can use Google Scholar or ResearchGate. They have the latest publication as well. And then you need to analyze the title, because you cannot just open and download the paper and can start reading it. For the initial stage it is difficult to understand those papers. So you need to analyze the title first. So from the title you will understand, is it really useful or not. Then you need to shortlist the paper and according to the publication. Don't download the old papers. I would prefer you to download the latest papers and see the years of publication as well. Like for example, in 2020 you are downloading 2010 or 2005 papers. So that's mean there are so many other works has been already done in that field. So that's mean you are lacking the new knowledge. So I prefer you to download the latest publication as well, and then categorize each paper into things like this issue is solving this particular solution, this one is for another one. Okay, and there are some popular publisher which we recommend for the high impact journals, which we recommend that these publishers are much more better than the others ones. So try to download the papers from these publisher like Nature, Wiley, Springer, Elsewhere, IEEE, MDP, and there are others as well like Sage, Taylor, Cambridge University as well. So these publishers have so many different journals. Each publisher have plenty of journal, and each journal also you need to see that which journal is good for. So these are the publisher which have the good impact journal. Okay, now after getting the research paper, you need to explore the idea from the research paper. This is one of the challenging tasks. First of all, you need to see that what kind of paper you are reading. There are so many types of paper which we will discuss later as well. But for the summarize, I can just say there are 4 5 types of paper. Like the paper is review paper, other survey paper. Okay, which is the detailed paper, which doesn't give you any new technique or new approach or new methodology, but it can give you the number of researches, number of ideas working on your that particular topic. And there is a technical, and we call it article as well. Papers. Technical papers are the papers which give some mathematical model, which gives some idea or do some experiment as well. Then we have the short paper, we call it the conference paper proceeding. So conference paper is the one, those paper which researchers just give their new research idea and present them in some conference to get the feedback. Then they will work on the detailed paper as well. Then we have the report and letter as well. Report and letter are very short paper, okay, very precise with the limited knowledge. So for the starting purpose, I would not recommend, personally I would not recommend to read the letter or the other the patent as well. Patent are those work which are already verified and they want to claim it their own work. So 3 and 4 I would not suggest for the new researchers to read initially. So though, so when you trying to explore the idea from the researcher, you need to analyze the paper. Okay, I would suggest personally to go for the review paper, because review paper are more detailed paper. They have the research background as well. They give you the introduction, then they give you the types, classification, and so many things as well for any topic as well. Then you need to understand for the technical paper, investigate abstract, introduction, and conclusion. I would suggest on technical paper, if any new researcher want to work, I would not suggest anyone to go for the mathematics part as well, methodology part, because you will mess over there. Because I personally feel that even if I read some new topic papers now, I lost somewhere in the mathematics as well. So I try to read introduction part, I try to read abstract and conclusion, and I analyze that this is worth or not. Does it give any new things or not? Obviously, it takes time. You cannot just understand just by reading one time or two times. You need to read again and again. Okay, so try to understand the latest trend of that research, figure out the topic. Okay, then you need to follow some steps. The step is like for reading the paper. This is for reading the paper. First read the abstract as well, because you cannot, as I just say, you cannot just start reading the whole paper. Okay, you need to read the abstract first and decide either you will read the whole article or not, because at sometime article is not just only 5 6 7 pages, can be reaches to 20 30 pages as well. So after reading the whole paper like 1 week 2 week, then you realize you got nothing from that one and you don't understand anything, so it's a waste of time. So for the starting point of view, for the start as a researcher, I would recommend to read the abstract first and decide either you need to read that paper or not. Then you read the introduction part, because introduction part give you some understanding. From that one you also know that you know actually anything about this one, do you know any background or not one. So, and from the introduction you will understand that why this study is important. and try to review and evaluate the relevant literature, because in introduction part or in the literature review part there is some other related research as well. And in sometimes in now new papers introduction, in the end of the introduction you will see some the in contribution as well. So from the abstract and from then introduction you see the contribution of the paper. Then I would say to evaluate the result, don't go to the mathematics again. I'm saying just read, evaluate the result. From the results just see the result, that does it compare with the another techniques or not, or they just give their own result, or they the conclusion is logical or not. And then from that one you can decide that is it some kind of limitation in that particular work or not. Like for example in any for example in simulation you can say that this work is only for example in my field I can say that this methodology I propose, the handover can be possible for only for maximum 10 users per cell. So this is kind of limitation as well, that my proposed approach is limited for only 10 users when they want to do handover. But when there are 10 movers, then there is a lag of the disturb in the signal as well, and there may be the call distortion or the call disconnection. So from that point of view, you need to detect that what kind of limitation you have in your work, in the paper you are reading. Then you need to decide and you need to make a summary, write a discussion of a scientific paper. That I would recommend to make excel sheet and make a summary of whatever you read. This is very important, because initially when I start reading the paper, I finish 1 week 2 week, then I start another paper, then after 2 3 months I read for example 50 papers. Then for example I don't know what I read or not read. I start forgetting the things. So this is important. I would recommend to make a summary, and make a summary in your own language, in your own wording, from the paper. Why this is important? Because when you later want to read that one, you will understand properly. If you don't make it, if you just copy paste the abstract, then you have to understand what actually happened. But from the paper, if you just summarize, okay, this paper do this technique by using this approach, and this is the advantage and this is the limitation. Just these 5 things. What are the 4 5 things? Like what is the contribution, what problem it's solving, what technique and method. I'm not asking you to understand the whole technique, just what technique they are using, and after that what is the advantages, and then what is the limitation of that work. Okay, so try to pay the attention to the limitation, because limitation is important, because you will get the knowledge from the limitation as well, that what you need to do as well. Then after exploring the idea, then you need to find, now this is the point you are able to pick a strong topic for your research as well. Okay, once you narrow down your interest into 2 to 3 for example specific topic, now you need to, until now what you do, you were finding the topic, now you start to choose your exact topic what you're gonna be work. So now when you find the 2 3 specific topic, now you need to find the research journals or academic books or papers from that particular topic as well. Till this point I would suggest to read abstract, conclusion, or maybe maximum the introduction part. Okay, try to extract the key information about the future work. Now from the paper, from the reading the paper, you need to get to know that future possible work in this work, in this particular technique, or not. For example, if any paper which do the experimental work, okay, the experimental work has, that experimental equipment have some limitation. Like for example that particular frequency, a generator can generate the frequency for example only 30 gigahertz. So then you need to work for the 50 gigahertz. So that's mean future work and future testing can be possible for high frequencies as well. Okay, then you need to precisely select the topic for research, bigger research impact. It's not like you need to find the bigger research impact. You need to see the paper which, or you need to find the topic which have the bigger impact. For example, you choose a topic in which you can see there is no impact on the society, like in the medical term. Like when we do some research, we find that there are some work which can be useful for some cancer disease, some diabetic patient, some dialysis patient as well. So we do some research as in IoT related medical field as well, in which it can give the bigger issues like medical issues. This is one of the key research area as well. Okay, and again, the try to keep record of everything you have read so far. That's mean, again, I will say, whenever you read or whenever you finalize any topic, you choose to summary, make a summary in your own words, and put in an Excel sheet and organize everything. Okay, and research only, search only the latest paper. As I say, if you read old paper, there is no point. So you should read for the latest paper as well. Okay, now I would say that once you decide any topic, you need to answer three questions yourself. What you actually need to know, what you already know, and what are the gaps in that knowledge. For example, you choose any topic, you need to understand that does I have enough knowledge or not, what I actually already know or not, and then what I need to know more about it, what you already know and what you need to know, and what are the research gaps in that particular technique. As for example, I give you example here for the 5G communication, which is my research area mostly. So I cannot just say that I'm working on 5G. There are so many topics in the particular 5G communication as well. Like here, I can say I can work on IoT, I can work on multiple input, multiple output, MIMO as well. Then we can work on the interference as well, antenna designing, routing protocols. There are so many others as well. So in that particular, I need to find that further what I can do in, for example, in MIMO. In MIMO also you can do multiplexing, you can focus on beamforming. Even in beamforming, you can do multiple various kind of beamforming, special multiplexing, special beamforming, adaptive beamforming. So you need to find that where you can work, like in this particular area you can say I want to work on the 5G MIMO. So there are further topics as well. So what you know about this one multiplexing, what you know about beamforming, and in beamforming what you know about types of beamforming, you need to know, you need to list down the your problems as well. Okay, then literature review. Once you decide the topic, now you need to read the literature review on that particular topic. First of all, you need to explore different types of review and technical paper about that selected topic. Okay, then you shortlist well-known researchers in your field. Like in my research field, I know one researcher from New York University, Rappaport. He is very well known. So I try to dig in his profile almost every week. What new work he is doing, what researches, new research area he is exploring. So shortlist the people who are good or well known in your research area. Okay, then analyze already proposed techniques. Like in any approach, there are so many ways that this solution can be solved by using this way, this way, this way. For example, three different way. So each three way you need to know, and each three way, which one is good, which one have the positive impact, which one have the limitation, which one have the advantages, what current challenges in each technique. So you need to analyze all different technique as well. Okay, here when you read the papers, then you prepare an Excel sheet again. This is another Excel sheet you need to prepare from the papers, uh, in which you enlist the advantages, contribution, techniques, and limitation. This is very important. Every paper you read, you need to know what is the contribution, what technique they use. Now this is the time you need to start reading the paper completely. Before I was saying just read the abstract and conclusion. From now you will know the contribution technique, contribution, the technique, the limitation, and advantages as well. So the most important here is the limitation. Then you need to formulate your problem statement and research question. This is very important. This is useful for you to prepare the research proposal as well. So from the limitation, from the techniques, here you can define, you can create a problem statement, and you can make your own research question that I want to this one, is it possible or not? Okay, then when you write this problem statement, you need to know that this is a valid question or not. Means I identify that there is a handover issues comes in heterogeneous network, for example. So in heterogeneous network, when this handover issues come, so is it a valid problem or not? Maybe the problem you identify, maybe the research question you make, maybe there are so many research already have been done in that field, where no further improvement means no bigger impact will be given when you do some research, or maybe this is not the futuristic idea. So you need to valid this paper, this topic, or this question as well. Is it really valid or not? So from this, you need to find your problem statement in the research, in search bar, to find more paper. Is it my question, is it valid or not? There are few researches in, for example, in 2020 there are some people have been working on this one or not. For example, some new researches or some new research ideas are coming in on the way for this approach or not. Okay, from that one, when you start reading the paper, then from that question you will find the possible answers. So now you will know about your idea, now you will know about your research interest, now you will know about your specific topic, now you have some papers as well, now you have the research question, this is the problem I want to solve. So from that you will know that is it possible to do this solution, means I mean to say that there is a solutions available in the literature. So from that one, is it possible to do, I can do or not? There are so many possible solutions, so you cannot just use someone's solution for your own technique. You need to find that this solution is valid, then from that one you find your own solution as well. Okay, from this I will just finish one part of my presentation in which we focus on discovering the research area, then research interest, then finding the research paper, how to explore the research paper, and picking a strong topic, and then how to read the literature review. Then the next thing is for the new researcher, how they target the specific universities. Specific universities or specific country, I would say you need to choose very wisely. For example, you choose some kind of country which you doesn't like or you don't want to go. For example, I'm from any country which the weather I doesn't like from any country. For example, Canada, you see it's always cold. So you need to choose that you can survive that country or not, and you need to choose that country. They have people have different aim to choose some country. Some people like to just choose English country. Some they like to use the country which they have to they can work also in that country. Is it allow for the student to work or not, to gain some money as well? So you need to choose the country uh, uh, which which country you choose. Okay, don't focus on the ranking as well, only I mean to say only, because there are some universities which rankings are pretty good, but they don't have the facilities to do yourself. For example, you choose for some experiment in chemistry, you choose some topic to do the experiment work, but you choose some country, for example any university, which university ranking is good, but they don't have the research facility. So don't focus only the ranking. Also, the university ranking is much valuable and much important for you to choose, and because it will give you bigger impact for your future as well. And obviously there are ranking means high researchers over there. Okay, then you have to see the financial benefits available for the study as well. Like when you choose some university, you can get some scholarships or not. Even you can work part time from while in that country, or in working in that university as well. Okay, and then important thing is find out the research facilities. For example, my work is mostly, I can say, if I do the simulation work in the computer engineering, for let's say, so maybe I don't need the hardware equipment or the research labs like we do in the chemical engineering. Okay, they have different kind of research facilities, and computer engineering need other type of research facility. So find out that your what you need actually they have the research facility or not. And environment exposure, you see that the people over there, the country, for example, some people doesn't want to go any country which is for the Muslim people, they prefer to go to the Muslim country as well only. So like this thing you need to focus as well. Also you need to see that what are the opportunities after your graduation as well. Once you find out pass out, what you will do in that country. So for the ranking as well, I would suggest you two main websites like QS ranking and the Times ranking. They are the most famous, popular ranking. And for the scholarships, I would just give you some example. Like for the China, there are Chinese government scholarships. For Germany, there are DARD. For Malaysia, there are MIS, Malaysian International Scholarships, which you can apply for applying. So first, you need to prepare yourself that do you have the all the your own caliber is to apply that one. Like for example, I would suggest for the masters, like if your GPA is in bachelor is like 3 plus, then you have a brighter chance. If you have 3.5 plus, that means obviously you have more brighter chance. But if your GPA is less than 3, it's difficult for you. Then you need to focus on other skills as well. Like you, for your IELTS score should be good, 7 plus, for example. So this is good for you. Maybe you have job experience, maybe you have some certifications as well, like for CCNA you have, for example CCIP you have. So then you have to increase more skills, then it will be easy for you to target the universities. Then how to find the potential supervisor and research lab. Okay, once you target some universities or some country, then you need to explore the website. There are some students, they doesn't know how to find a supervisor related to your field. So I would suggest you to, once you target any university, just go to their website. You can find every teacher, they have their own profile is there. Okay, they have to they mention their research area, their email address, their contact detail. You can easily communicate with them, so there is no difficulty. But you need to know first your research topic as well, and then I would suggest you to go to that kind of supervisor, or choose that one is working with some kind of research center or research group, because they have more organized structure, research structure. So that would be more helpful. And then you find out the quality of research being carried out in that research group. For example, you choose some supervisor, so you explore that supervisor and find out their his own research papers, and if that research group work, what research, different research topic. Because if you choose supervisor and that supervisor doesn't work in that particular topic which you want to work, so it is going to totally be new for that supervisor as well, and for new as well, so it will be difficult for you later on as well. And then obviously you see the research facilities, experimental equipments and other softwares available or not. Like you want to work on some kind of software and there is no facility over there, so it will be difficult. You cannot able to start your work without that work, without that software. So then what are the current projects? Because most of the research group, they are already have the company industry projects or government projects, and so there is chances that they have the funding possibilities if they have the some kind of projects and funding. So you can either choose your own work, or maybe your your own research topic, or maybe your topic is more related to the current project in that particular area, in that particular research group, or you can choose their uh, topic as well for your studies as well. Okay, then you explore obviously the profile, what recent their publication as well. From their recent publication you will know that what are the topics they are working on. Maybe they work on 5 year before, they work on some particular topic, but now are they really working currently in that particular area or not? Okay, then shortlist the supervisor, and don't just shortlist, don't just broadcast your email to everyone in that center. You need to try to choose the head, or maybe the second head of that particular one. So one time choose one supervisor, and try to contact only one supervisor. Then how to reach a supervisor, this is also one of the art you need to learn. Because I see some applications, I also receive students, they have to sorry to say, they are very pathetic English. They don't know how to write an email. You need to reorganize by writing an email. You cannot just write like there's a, my name is this, I want to do PhD, give me money, give me admission. No, you need to do proper, you need to design proper application wise your email, because the first impression of that particular supervisor is your email. So you need to organize very properly and write a strong letter of motivation. Letter of motivation is very important. People don't focus on letter of motivation, because this will give you that from the letter of motivation the supervisor can read that you are able to write, first of all, because in research field you need to do writing a lot. And how you can your flow, your writing style, is it applicable that, or being a supervisor, I would not choose any student which I need to put a lot of effort to teach him how to write in English rather than the technical stuff. Supervisor work is to guide you in your technical things. So from the English point of view, from writing point of view, obviously you will take the guidance from supervisor, but you need to know about the writing style. So try to improve your writing style as well. Try to read more. Try to take help from the seniors. I would recommend. Okay. So do not broadcast same email to multiple supervisor. This is what I used to do as well. That I write one email and then I just change supervisor name and email to one, second, third, same email. No, don't do this. This is not give an good impact to the supervisor. You will see that how the supervisor doesn't know that I received the same email, that he sent the same email to everyone. Being a supervisor, we know because you will not mention anything about my research as well. The thing is, which is very important, that when you contact any supervisor, you should know what supervisor is working, what is their research interest, and you need to write that research interest in that particular email. Then I got to know that you just not see my name on the website, you explore my profile as well, you explore the research area, and you are really interested. So from a supervisor, they want to see that the dedication of the student. So you need to put some dedication and compose your email with proper English, as I just say. Show some respect, greeting. Okay, properly. It should consist of the three section: introduction, connection, and building and closing. Okay, not cannot just start from the same first email, first paragraph. You can just write like this: I want to do PhD under you, please give me a chance to come to you, something like that. No, you need to write proper introduction, building like this, and then introduce. First of all, you introduce yourself in the email, that I have, my name is, then I'm from this one, I have the bachelor degree from this one, my GPA was this one, currently I am working in this one, is this particular area or this particular industry. Okay. Then correlate your research interest. Like when you choose your research interest, you need to know that this supervisor also working in your work, so you can just mention their own work, their supervisor work. Like, I see your this paper is working on this one, this is kind of my research area, I'm interested also, like this kind of way. Then you need to end with the greeting and full signature. Signature means you tell that your name, your contact detail, and what is your current position, where you are right now. And you have to attach the resume and your letter of motivation as well. As I say, letter of motivation is very important, because that one paper will tell about yourself to the supervisor, that you are really good in writing or not, and why you actually need. Okay, and do not ask for the financial aid in the first email. Obviously, first you need to see that either supervisor is willing to accept me or not, because you just ask email in the first ask for the financial aid in the first email. That's mean you are just running for the money. You see that supervisor have funds or some projects, so you are just want to do their money. No, don't do like this. Supervisor also always want some student who willing to work on with that. Okay, then read your email again, and why, and think from that one, that why supervisor should respond you. You just email, and you should know from that email, and put yourself in their shoes, and see that is this email I should reply or not. Because from the email it's look like that it will target only to me. It's not like general email. Okay. And never ever do the grammatical mistakes, as I say you, because once you know the grammatical mistake, the basic thing which you do mistakes, being a supervisor, I would not respond, or I would not recommend any student like that who is bad in, at least in English. Okay, because this is one of the initial criteria. Okay, if I summarize my whole presentation, is like, you need to schedule yourself. Okay, what you need to do, what time you need to do. Okay, don't just stick with the Wikipedia. As I just say, don't just read the general information on the some blogs, or some Wikipedia page, or some Facebook post, or anywhere. Okay, on some YouTube video, they are not the authentic source. You need to read the proper research paper, published papers. Okay, and you keep the record of everything. Keep the research questions in your mind. Deal one thing one at a time. Like, you cannot just email to the supervisor first, then you will see what I will do. No, you need to organize, and then you need to do what things you need to do one by one. Okay, then you need to know your resources as well. You means, are the people nearby you, do you have friend, or your friend of friend, or your supervisor, you can find your self. Know your resources also means, if supervisor agree to take me, do you have the financial aid to support yourself, or as well as not? Because I would say, that any supervisor want a student who have at least some knowledge of research. Like usually in bachelors we don't have culture, for example, to do the research paper in bachelors, especially in Malaysia and Pakistan. As far I know from these systems, they are not willing to, not willing, I can say, they're not promoting to do the research work more on the research paper on the bachelor level. So I would suggest being a supervisor, if you want to do masters, for example, uh, must do the masters by research, not by the coursework. So for the masters by research, you will learn more about things, and it will help you to do in the PhD as well. And always ask to help. Don't shy to ask for help. If you have some friend which you have in contact, but you think that that friend is good in research, don't shy. You can ask for help. Okay. So I even ask now, even I stuck on something, I ask my friend, which are maybe senior, maybe junior from me. So I don't feel shy to ask for the help. So always you cannot do everything by yourself. You need to take people's health as well, help as well. Okay, and keep reading the new work. You cannot just read one paper or two paper and then you stop for 2 3 months. Then you write proposal. You need to keep reading the new work as well. Maybe in last 2 3 months, maybe some new research work published, maybe some new research idea published. So bring up to date yourself and read new papers as well. So this is the summary of this one. And for the researcher who really willing to work in the in my university, the currently I am is University Kebangsaan, Malaysia, the National University of Malaysia. I'm working in the Faculty of Information Science and Technology. Okay, so in this university we have the different research centers. We have the SOFTAM, which is Software Technology and Management, and we have the Center for the Cybersecurity. We have the Center for the Artificial Intelligence as well. And the current ranking of UKM University Kebangsaan Malaysia is the QS world ranking is 141, and for the Asia is 39. So it's pretty good ranking, and you can see from the graph it's keep increasing. So our target is to get into the top 100, and then we obviously move on. So if any student who is willing to work in that particular center, there are three different center. I would just give a brief introduction about these three center. This is the SOFTAM center. We have the different research labs. We have the agent medicated e-commerce working. We are working on information system. We are working on the strategic planning, business intelligence, learning technology. So we have the so many separate labs, and each labs have different organized structure and chairperson as well. And this Dr. Jamaya, who started the presentation initially, she is the chairperson. So you can contact to her if anyone interested to proceed their masters or PhD in this particular lab. You can explore the website as well and see the research areas which the SOFTAM center is working. Then we have the cybersecurity cell. Cybersecurity have the six labs, five labs, sorry, computer security and software verification, cyber intelligence, digital forensic, information governance, and network and communication technology. And Prof. Dr. Zarina Shukar is the chairperson. So you can contact her as well. You can explore the website as well for the research work going on in this particular area. Then we have the artificial intelligence center also have the various research lab. We are working on the machine learning, data sciences as well, sentiment analysis, medical computing as well. And Prof. Dr. Masri Ayub she's the chairman for the artificial intelligence center. So if anyone interested in this particular area or can explore the website for the more research. Okay, thank you so much from my side. If anyone have questions, and please, there is a form, feedback form, which is just posted in the chat box. I would request you to kindly fill that form as feedback for us, and I will welcome. I have still we have some time, so if anyone have questions regarding the presentation, they are welcome to You can type in the text box, so I can read also, and then I can answer. If I cannot able to answer now, I will keep the record. You can just message in the private, and you have my contact detail as well in the presentation as well. You can see my detail if you want to contact me as well, or the website or the research center. I just recommend you can communicate. If we have any questions, you are welcome to write in the chat box. I would again request you kindly fill up the feedback form for our record, and for the next webinars, there will be advertisement again, which will be, I would say, tell you now that the next webinar will be on the 10th of September, hopefully the same time and same date. If it's any changes, we will broadcast again. So you are welcome to join. That will be focused on the research proposal. So that will be when you already start your research. For example, you are in the first semester or second semester. So that will help you to write your research proposal, because that one will be your target for your whole research. So is anyone have any question they can write? Is Dr. Jamaya online? Is Dr. Jamaya, are you there? Okay. Okay, I have written my email ID in the chat box. So if anyone want to contact with me and ask me anything, I would write cam.edu.my. I write my two email ID, Faizan Qamar at ucam.edu, and another is dr.faizanqamar@gmail.com. Okay, if anyone have anything, they are welcome to ask. I would say that I would not reply you very fast, but I will reply inshallah. Try to best and help you as much as I can. Okay, if we don't have any further questions or further discussion, I think I would end this one. And please, who doesn't fill the feedback form, kindly I request you to kindly feedback the form as well, so we can improve what are the issues we have, and we improve in our further presentation as well. Okay, I think we should finish, and I would like to thank you, Dr. Jamaya, again for everything, and I would like to thank and Dr. Jamaya, is you want to conclude something? Dr. Jamaya?
Yeah, you have question?
I have
Do you have
finished.
question? Because I was
Okay, siapa lagi tak dia? Tujuh lima. Yes.
Yeah. Already end.
Okay.
Already end this.
It will stay there, or it will save there or not on the Facebook? If anyone want to see again,
I think
it will remain in the
remain
page,
in the face. Yes.
or it will just live finish.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much.
Baru
Now,
keluar, baru dah keluar.
2 weeks, 10 September again.
Oh, thanks.
10 September.
That's next time.
Okay.
improvement your smile.
Orang
Yeah,
yang
maybe. Obviously.
akan nak juga ni. Akan nak bagi.
Because previously I do this is better than
Sekejap je dia keluarkan. Kenapa last dia tak keluarkan benda tu?
Alah,
Siapa nak scan kehadiran?
boleh
yang-
Doktor
akan
ready?
actual type.
Scan your
what type is that?
UKM.
Where is the mouse? Mouse
Kenapa
tadi.
yang last dia tak keluar?
Oh, doctor can.
Finish exactly 1 hour, right?
Mouse
Yes.
dia hilang. Mouse dia hilang. Mouse dia hilang.
Hmm.
Klik tu.
Dah. Kerja yang baik. Terima kasih.
Kenapa tak
Slow
boleh?
kak, slow.
Okey.
Kita kena PC yang baru kat 2 desktop
Yang
ni.
yang kena beli tu.
Ni postmortem. Ni datang nak postmortem ni. Klik masuk.
Nak balik semayang. Apa ni bang?
Ya. Oi. Okay.
Software okay.
Software okay, but the hardware.
PC selama
That's
pun.
Using my
Oh,
Hmm.
haven't
So
downloaded
you
yet.
just put
Tapi kalau
What is
tak
this?
pakai
your ID.
ID. Okay.
betapa dia dapat keluar tadi.
Allah Akbar. What happened?
Yeah. Okay.
What is this?
Iwaga password.
Dia okey.
Same password. Iwaga.
Save, I don't know. Remember, I just got last week. For attendance, right? That password. The one we use for attendance.
Same on Iwaga login, log out.
It's right one time, then it saves. So I don't know.
Dah ada save.
Ya Allah.
Ruang okey lah.
Ruang sini okey. Senyap.
Okey, senyap.
Tapi bolehlah kita buat
Buat apa background.
background ke apa ke. Ada PC lah masalah ni.
Background tu boleh buat backdrop kan? Tak payahlah pakai tu tak.
Halo.
Nampak pun dah pakai kan?
Kena pakai gitu je lah.
Tak ada pun. Kita orang dah out dah.
Masa dia ikut audition.
Kat mana?
Itu boleh. Tapi boleh dapat. Boleh dapat lagi.
KFB.
Dia nampak. Okey je. Isi lah.
KFB tak open ke ni?
Okay, I know. K023466, K023.
Oh, dia dengar ke?
Sebab
Kita
ni.
Alah.
Kalau PC tu screen dia besar ke macam mana?